The break, I'll greet you guys again.
Oh, we are very excited to hear your greetings, regardless of how redundant it is.
I resent that statement. Okay, so let's go ahead into today's business. The big story today that we're dealing with, as I mentioned earlier, is a plight of some 800 people. Now, let's get this into perspective. According to statistics, every Ghanaian worker has about 4 dependents. So if we have 800 people out of work, we are talking about 3,200 people potentially who do not have a regular stream of income taking care of them. We are talking about kids going to school. We are talking about people who may be sick and go to the hospital. We are talking about daily expenses like food, like fuel. We are talking about we being in August, and it's been about a month to the reopening of school and people having to pay school fees. This has happened to 3,200 Ghanaians. Why? Because of this same issue that we keep talking about, we have been talking about for the past week or so. 7 banks collapsed. 2 of them collapsed last year. This is the exact chronology of events. Last year, what happened is that there was a purchase and assumption of UT Bank and Capital Bank by GCB Bank. What that means is that GCB assumed or absorbed UT and Capital Bank. It wasn't the entire bank, it was some of their assets and liabilities, and all these workers automatically became workers of GCB Bank, right? Sometime in February, there was a staff there with the workers of UT and Capital Bank, and they were told that some of them may be let go, but they can be assured that they have exit packages available. It's been 6 months since February, more than 6 months, I should say, and these workers who were let go, 800 of them are still out of jobs, some of them at least, and none of them has received any of these exit packages they were promised. Yesterday was exactly 1 year since that announcement was made that UT and Capital Bank exists no more. And today we want to ask that question. Where is the money? And most importantly, are they at all entitled to these monies? Is it the case that these persons have to get the money? What if there is no money at all? I mean, the banks that they were working for are no more, isn't it? Well, Malik is here, Raymond is here. We have been looking at some opinions that have been proffered by legal brains across the country, and we want to go into them today. Malik.
Yes, so you laid a solid foundation for this, and I just have to add that yesterday we had a conversation with one of the workers who said that they had sent a petition to the president in respect of getting their severance package. I think
3 months ago.
Yeah, after that conversation yesterday, a lawyer got in touch with us, and he said that he thinks there are things that need clarity. We were able to have a conversation with him on the show today, but he has other engagement that makes it impossible for him to do so. But he sent us a chronology of his opinions on this matter that I'd like to read without adding anything, and afterwards then we can analyze what he has said. Now, the first point he makes is that the reportage on the ex-employees of UT and Capital Bank so far gives the erroneous impression that some persons in authority are being derelict in their duties. Point 2, what happened to these banks must be put in context. GCB did not in Capital. GCB did not take over these failed banks. It assumed some selected assets and liabilities of these banks in the purchase and assumption agreement with the receiver, that's PricewaterhouseCoopers. The rest of the assets and liabilities of these banks remained with the receiver. GCB did not assume employees' severance package. It rather took on some of the employees and let the rest go. It is the receiver who, if anything at all, would have to speak to issues about the plight of ex-employees. Even the receiver is limited in this discussion because Section 135 of Act 930 sets the order of priorities in payments by the receiver, and Raymond will be taking us through the order of priorities as set up under Section 135 of Act 930 by the receiver, which cannot be breached. That is, the order of priority as set out in this section of Act 930 cannot be breached. Seeing that these failed banks have huge debts owed to creditors, Bank of Ghana, etc., it is doubtful if the receiver can recover enough to pay even the list under Section 135. Payments to anyone on the list would be made after the receiver has recovered enough of the assets of these failed banks, which is proving to be a huge task so far. And of course, we know that the receiver is in court in respect of some of the people who are indebted to the banks.
You mean PwC?
Yes. The employees should produce for your scrutiny what documentary promises the receiver has made to them. Point 10. Although one sympathizes with the plight of these ex-employees, it should be understood that no one owes them their severance package apart from what the receiver may give from excellent recoveries or windfall, if possible. Non-banking sector employees don't get anything. That's a severance package when their businesses collapse. That is sadly the fact of life. So we should let the public understand that we should let the public understand the issues and let it not sound as if someone is being irresponsible. They must understand the transaction that happened between the receiver and GCB. The banks failed. The employees had no jobs. But for that purchase and assumption, the receiver could have equally lined up all creditors and depositors of all these banks and paid the few with the little cash available. Indeed, the assets of these failed banks pale into insignificance compared to customers' deposits alone, not to mention Bank of Ghana liquidity support and others. So, government had to raise a bond for GCB to deal with the funding gap before GCB could even do the purchase and assumption with the receiver. All these would have to be repaid by the receiver, including government's money. So the debt is huge already for the receiver. Thus, it may never reach the 10 of employees who are only last but 2 on the list of 10 priorities payment to be made by the receiver. No breach or circumvention of the law can be countenanced.
Okay. So the summary of this is that, first of all, there are 2 separate, should I say, transactions involved in this UT Bank, Capital Bank collapse. Number 1, GCB assumes some of the assets and liabilities of UT and Capital Bank. Number 2, PwC acts as a receiver. Right. What that means is that he basically picks some of these liabilities of the bank and he proceeds to try and recover some of these funds that can be recovered so that they can at least try and satisfy some of the directors and the shareholders and what have you. Yeah. Now, the argument that is being put forth in this article that we have read is that these guys would not have had jobs if the 2 banks had collapsed. And
so
right now,
if no intervention had been made and they had just collapsed naturally.
Well, they did collapse. So if no intervention had been made and they collapsed naturally. I remember very well after speaking during that interview with Mrs. Elsie Awaji, the second deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana, she made the same point when I tried to ask her if there's any sort of security for the workers of these 5 banks, the 5 most recent banks. And she mentioned that, look, it's possible that the 5 banks would have collapsed without any support and they would not have had any jobs at all to look at. So that is there. And then I think he finally ends by saying that they are sort of looking for money to keep these institutions afloat, to sort of recover the liabilities. And so that is where the priority of the receiver will be. I have a question. Number 1, these guys stopped becoming workers of UT and Capital Bank. We refer to them as former UT Capital Bank workers for effect. But what they are former GCB Bank workers. I know people who used to work at Capital Bank and currently wake up in the morning and go to GCB Bank. Yeah. Now, they didn't leave GCB Bank immediately after the purchase and assumption. They left GCB Bank some 6 months after. They left GCB Bank in February. So it's not a matter of GCB was paying them. They were not casual workers because their contracts at UT and Capital were still being maintained. In fact, It was soon after that, in the case of this consolidated bank matter, we are being told that after 2 months, some of them might be changed to casual workers, right?
Okay.
So it is said we can safely say that these workers were maintaining their contract with UTN Capital with GCB.
But under the circumstances, Daniel, wasn't that only a natural progression? That under the circumstances, if you needed to maintain the structures, it was only natural that you would keep everybody. And if the lawyer's arguments are to be accepted, that you were assuming.
No, Malik, I just want to lay these foundations.
Okay.
For whichever reason, whether or not it was a natural progression or GCB felt that they could carry on this wage bill, it happened that they became workers of GCB. So they leave UT, they become workers of GCB, and then GCB, according to the workers, GCB meets with them to promise them exit packages in February.
And from what the lawyer is saying, it was actually not GCB's place to do that.
But they did.
But because from what the lawyer is saying, it was the receiver. It was the receiver's responsibility to have done that. But if the workers are to be believed that GCB held a deba with them and made this promise to them, that would amount to sidestepping of the laid down procedures that led to GCB getting involved.
Again, the foundation being laid is that this happened. If we are to take the word of the workers, and it has not been disputed by GCB management since we put out this information. Okay, so knowing what we know now, the question then will be, is it not a simple contract now between GCB and the workers?
And I guess that's why the lawyer is saying, let's ask them for that contract, whether there is such an agreement.
Which is the question I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay. Ray, you have a submission to me?
Yes, Malik made the point that, of course, this lawyer actually also referenced specifically Section 135 of the Banks and Specialized Deposit Taking Act 2016. I'll go through that because it sets out the priorities in the payment of claims when the receiver takes over and starts getting some money from the job it has to do. There's a sequence, specific chronological order that it has to follow in the payment to the people who are making claims on it. It says that, and 1, in pursuance of the liquidation of the assets of a bank or a specialized deposit-taking institution, A, allowed secure claims shall be paid, I, to the extent of the realization of the security. And that's one point that we should note. To the extent of the realization of the security. II, by delivering to the secured creditor the security held by the bank or the specialized deposit-taking institution. B, other allowed claims shall be paid in relation to all other debts in the following order. And the debt payment is in this order. First, it states that, and the first one specifically on this one is about the payment to this group of people. And that group is in this claim. First and foremost, it makes mention of I'm talking about at 135 in this case, and it specifically singles out the first set of people who deserve to be paid, especially when it comes to the amount of money that ought to be paid to people who make claims on it. Now, it says that in determining of this claim, the priority shall be in this form. Necessary and reasonable expenses incurred by the receiver and the Bank of Ghana, including professional fees. You get the point. Then the second one in this point is to do with whether it's an amount that's in payments made by the institution responsible for deposit protection in respect of insecure deposits in compliance with the Ghana Deposit Protection Act 2016, Act 931. Credits extended to the bank or specialized deposit-taking institution by the Bank of Ghana until the appointment of the receiver. So that's the third most important payment schedule. Fourth, statutory amounts owed to the government or to a municipality except as determined by the government. That's the fourth one. The fifth one is wages or salaries earned by an employee not later than 180 days before the appointment of the receiver. And this should be taken into consideration. Wages or salaries earned by, and this is the only time that there's reference to an employee in this case, and that's the first time. wages or salaries earned by an employee not later than 180 days before the appointment of the receiver, as may be specified by the Bank of Ghana, except for wages and salaries earned by a director or a key management personnel. So that's the other difference that we should note too. So the first time, and this is fit on the line, you first pay the receiver in this case, and any fees he may incur. You proceed to pay the government, the Bank of Ghana, if you had put in money as liquidity support and other things prior to the collapse or the receivership status of the bank. Then you proceed to pay any credit which is extended to the bank by any other institution and the Bank of Ghana, more importantly, in this case. Then there are also statutory amounts owed to the government. So if government is pumping 2.2 billion, for example, into it, and the receiver is able to retrieve cash, this is the point that it has to be paid. The next one, that's the fifth person, the fifth grouping in charge now, which will be paid, will be the wages and salaries earned by an employee, which is not later than 180 days before the appointment of the receiver, as may be specified in the Bank of Ghana, except for wages of, then there's a group that's exempted, directors and key management personnel. Of course, and we know why. And the next grouping will be credits, which is extended to the bank or specialized institution after the appointment of the receiver. So prior to and after the appointment of the receiver. Now, deposits not covered under subparagraph 2 of this, earlier deposits. And don't forget, deposits are number 2 on the line. If your deposit is not in the grouping that was prior to all of this happening, you can still be paid after this is done. Compensation, listen, compensation of employees not covered under subsection 5. So first, their salaries first, if there was outstanding salaries. Then after you've done all the payments to other groups and also to depositors who were not covered in the first group of depositors that ought to be paid, then you come to look at the compensation of the employees, which is not covered under the first group.
Which is not outstanding salaries.
Very good. And the other ones there. And the next one is unsecured credits extended to the bank or specialized deposit-taking institution before the appointment of the receiver. The next one is subordinated debts. And all of these are in this line. So it's a 10-stanza plan.
Okay.
And it says it's an order. Where you get paid compensation is the fifth on the line. My difficulty is that it looks like the people are not even retrieving the money. So if you are in court trying to get the money, it does sound to me like, regardless of how it sounds very belated and a very long time, and it's been a whole year, they may not even have the money to pay in the first place. So if you don't have the money to pay, you can't compel them to pay. Okay. Secondly, even your salary is separated from your other compensations.
Absolutely.
So you can be paid outstanding salary, but when it comes, yes, it's a receiver in this particular case. When it comes to the compensation, it is treated after 3 other groupings are paid.
Have been paid.
So you see how different and structured the thing is.
You know, something just occurred to me whilst we were going through this.
Yeah.
If we are treating these guys as workers of GCB Bank, and if GCB Bank is supposed to give them severance or exit packages as workers of GCB Bank, that means all the calculations will be done on 6 months of work.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes. And not if maybe I've worked for... so Capital Bank was formed when in 2014 thereabouts.
So not the long period that you
not
would
the
have
period that you
under
have
the
served.
collapsed bank that you work with.
Yeah. It will be calculated based on
the days before the appointment of the what they call it, the receiver in this case.
No, you are talking about a different case, Raymond.
Which actually
and which is what I wanted to come to. The case you are referring to is funds from UT and Capital Bank, which funds which can be accrued from UT and Capital Bank.
Absolutely.
After the receiver has sort of declared a profit, right? After he has cleared these liabilities.
Windfall or some surplus.
Now, during Top Story, when Raymond, you and I were on Top Story with Nanotio Champong and Ken Thompson, Nanotio Champong pointed out that usually when these banks go through receivership, and they go through their liabilities and their assets, their liabilities exceed their assets. And so we often don't find any money. But there was an exception in the case of Lehman Brothers, which when you check it's there was an exception of some 10 million, and then they went to the courts for the courts to instruct them on what to do. But it's also interesting to know that that's was an exception. That hardly happens.
But Daniel, just look at it. It's simple logic, isn't it? If your liabilities do not exceed your
assets,
then you will not be in a state of insolvency. You see, the only reason why you are insolvent is because you have liabilities which exceed your
But
assets.
then again,
So
you have a point
on
there.
the other side,
but
for
then
example,
again, there is
you
an
were
example to point at.
Yes, but
yeah, which
In the case of Lehman Brothers.
except that you said that that's
yes,
an exception.
yes. And it's not even coming from you. It was even around the table
But
that
Malik,
morning.
the
that
point in
evening.
this case
Yeah.
is that if you were very responsible, you gave loans, huge ones, almost 90% of your loan portfolio was not redeemed. If it happens that way, and it is possible to redeem all of the amount of money, you may be able to cross the line and still get some money to pay the people involved. So it might be difficult. But this guy who comes in as receiver is not going to play nice like the way banking relations are done.
Yeah.
It's going after the money, sometimes using the courts, making sure that the clear-cut indication is given that sometimes they even renegotiate. If you had a year to pay, they say, my friend, this is a very serious time now. You have 2 months to pay. If you don't give us the money within 2 months, we need to take other steps to retrieve this money from you. That
Which is the case with people like Jata Semen.
very good. That's an extraordinary time where they can get money quickly for you, and you can be able to recover some and still look good, and be able to pay people in this format
Right.
that's been determined.
Except also you have to remember that
No.
all of these things
Malik,
have to
end
go
this
to
point in
court,
30
and
seconds.
sometimes you get the legal process can bog you down for many
Almost 2
many years. You
Okay.
know.
Now, so here's the thing. We've come to the point where the arguments being raised in this article we've read this morning is that basically this is a bank. These are banks that did not have money and that's why they closed down. Where should we find the money to pay you? Those are the questions being raised.
Severance.
Your severance packages.
Because the entities do not exist.
However, when we come back from these messages, I'll put forward the arguments made by Dr. Kwamna Donko. You know, he's ranking in the Employment Committee in Parliament. He raised the point that since Bank of Ghana began this in the first place, and Bank of Ghana saw its fit to ask governments to take a bond of now totaling about 8 billion to save these companies, what stops Bank of Ghana from getting money through the same means to pay these exit packages? When we come back from the break, we'll deal with that question. Stay with us.
And I got bills that I have to pay. Now you're running late, running out of time. Feels like the world is waiting in line.
Yeah, what's the way you say? Ube phone. Now I dial *737 hash. Entinia we bia. Enipa we bia no. E kwan o ha bia nim wo homo bia. Abrabo enye din ni akiri kra. E won sa no ene yia so magic ni hwe. Ni nyina hya ase wo *737 hash. GT Bank *737 hash so die. Utumi bia account foforo wo phone so. Eto airtime, etuaka. DSTV ni subscriptions. E check your account balance. Link your MTN mobile money account ni GT Bank account. Na transfer sika mebusuafo ni namfofo. Eye koko kra.
I don't need to write or cash a check. I don't need data or internet. I have something that's faster than a jet. Just like
What they're talking about?
you could be a palm wine shopper, a teacher, a rapper, a schoolboy, or a school girl, or a trader, a bank MD, a chairman, or a baker.
Guaranteed Trust Bank. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Don't come yo, don't come in. Hey, 10 pesos, 10 pesos. Vodafone is 10 years old and is giving you an anniversary gift of 10 times bonus and 10 pesos call rate across networks. Browse for 10 pesos per megabyte. Call Vodafone or any other network at the same rate of 10 pesos per minute. That's not all, oh. Share your scratch card with 2 more people the Kikimi style, and the 3 of you will each enjoy 10 times the value of your card. Dial *135 hash to subscribe. Terms and conditions apply.
The future is exciting. Ready?
Nationwide Medical Insurance, the leader in private health insurance, has deployed superior technology to make your healthcare experience more convenient and exciting. With the Nationwide mobile app, you can order your prescription drugs and we will deliver to your doorsteps. With over 600 dependable healthcare service providers, you're just a step away locating your service provider of choice and accessing hospital claim information in real time. Our corporate clients are guaranteed timely corporate utilization reports. We provide on-site clinics to give employees access to healthcare in the comfort of their offices. Enjoy these amazing benefits and so much more by signing on to Nationwide Medical Insurance today. Call us on toll-free number 0800-222222 or visit our website www.nationwidemh.com. Nationwide Medical Insurance. Join the healthcare family.
Move move on up, 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 up.
Moving on up is paying from your phone and getting looks of approval from your friends. Moving on up is doing all your banking from your bathroom like a boss. Moving on up is losing your wallet, but your money is still safe. Moving on up is attaching any bank's card to the EcoBank mobile app. Oh yeah, download the EcoBank mobile app. Make we go and bank like a boss.
Move on up with EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Oh, hello, Amma. Long time.
Oh, I've been standing here knocking, sir. Where were you?
Oh, I'm very sorry. I actually saw you in my cameras when you were walking in, but I was on a long-distance video call with a big cousin in the UK.
How are you able to do that?
Haven't you heard of the broadband service from Telesol? They offer fast speed with vast internet bundles to choose from and very affordable monthly rates.
Wow, is that so?
Yes, so they offer both 4G and fiber broadband.
Go on, tell me more.
And Telesol is fully Ghanaian.
I'm rushing right away to contact them. Any more details?
Yes, you can contact Telesol today for further details on 0303 975 342 or 344 or toll free on 0800 900,000 or visit www.telesol4g.com. Telesol 4G, just a touch.
It's a new day.
I want you to first think big, not small. Think of how great we can be when we work together. Together, we can ensure that our hard work will provide a better future. Together, we can provide a foundation for you and your business to succeed, regardless of its size. Together, we can create opportunities for all.
You're ahead of the race.
Bank with us today and let's journey forward together.
Forward together.
Cowbank, forward together.
Blow the candles, sound the trumpets, and scream! Media is 50! Media, your #1 air conditioner and appliance manufacturer, is 50 years old. 50 years of top-notch quality, and we're celebrating it big. Starting from 15% discounts on appliances from any Media showroom or authorized reseller. Join the celebration of Media at 50. We have amazing home appliances at great discounts. Tabletop fridges starting at 499 Ghana cedis. 4-burner gas cookers starting at 799 Ghana cedis. Chest freezers are also starting at 799 Ghana cedis. Blow the candles, sound the trumpet, and scream! And so many appliances for you to choose from. One so better, dear. Remember, it's a celebration. It's Media at 50 big sales on appliances. Visit a Media showroom or authorized reseller now, or call us on 0503 400 600. It's the Media at 50 promotion. Terms and conditions apply.
The other day, as I was in my kitchen preparing my special jollof made with lily rice for my family, I heard a knock at the door. It was my mechanic. Instead of calling me to pick my car, he brought it himself. I said, "Cho." He said, "F-O." I said, "Take the car back. I will come and pick it myself." As I turned off the fire from under the lily jollof, there was another knock at the door. It was my neighbor. I said, neighbor. He said, "F-O, my dog has jammed your wall again, though." I said, "Don't be silly. You don't have a dog." My wife and kids came home, and we saw that he enjoyed. Cho, it was my pastor. He said, "Bless you." I said, "Bless you too." He said, "Did he come to church on Saturday?" I said, "Acho, but why are you coming to tell me this on Wednesday?"
Having to fend off visitors at mealtimes because of Lele's tasty aromatic rice? Celebrate every mealtime by sharing with friends and family, near or far. Lele. Tasty food, happy family.
Acho.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Food and Drugs Authority.
Airtel Tigo spoiled them big time. Sir. Some new big time bundles view.
The only bundles I want to hear about are bundles of cash.
So what about a bundle that gives you the most data on your 1, 2, and 5 Ghana cedi bundles than anywhere else? And also gives you a whole 1.5 gig for only 10 Ghana cedi.
Please, no network could give you that much data at that price.
Sir, well, Airtel Tigo does. And you even get a big 2 gig for the same 10 Ghana cedis when you bundle directly from an Airtel Tigo scratch card or with Airtel Tigo Money.
Hey!
Airtel Tigo's new big time bundles do not expire. You can browse, sir. No more daily, weekly, or monthly bundles.
Hey, bad. How do I subscribe?
Dial *111#, select big time bundles and browse, sir. Whether you're a new subscriber or an old subscriber, T's and C's apply. Get big time data from the network that gives you the most. Airtel Tigo.
Morning Show.
16 minutes past 8 on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. I am Daniel Daze. Welcome back, my friends, and I, Raymond Aqua, Malik Abbas Dabo, and of course, yours truly, have been looking at some opinions being put out about the case of severance packages being paid to former workers of UT and Capital Bank. The argument that has been put up in simplicity is that, look, these are guys who were working for a bank that is no more. The bank is no more because it did not have money. So where should we find the money to pay severance packages? Is that a fair argument to make? Do you think that because of the state these banks are in and because of how much we have invested already in trying to recover these assets and liabilities, we should just leave 3,200 people to their fate? Of course, there are 800 workers, but the average Ghanaian worker has about 4 dependents, so that makes it 3,200 dependents alone. About 4,000 people. So Raymond, Malik and I would continue the conversation. Some opinions have been proffered by some members of parliament concerning how this should be handled. We'll be going into that shortly. And we also have some new information regarding BOG's roadmap for clearing up this mess in the financial sector. We'll be talking about it and evaluating it. But later on the show, on Corruption Watch specifically, we hear from the leadership of Unibank. 3.7 billion Ghana cedis were taken out and given to related shareholders and other connected parties. One of their main shareholders is Dr. Kwabena Dufo, and his representative will be on the show today. Also a bit later on the show, Guta directs members to allow Nigerians in Kumasi to open the shops today after weeks of forced closure over trade laws. We'll be going to Kumasi to find out if this was possible. But if you're worried about where to find money for school fees, there's no need to worry. Republic Bank is offering you up to 10 times your monthly salary as loan to pay for your ward school fees. Yes, depending on your income level, you can even get as low as 13% interest rate flat on the loan. Take advantage of the back to school loan and give your dependents all they need for school. Why don't you talk to us now? Visit any of our 43 branches nationwide for more details. You can also visit our website republicghana.com and initiate your application online. Call 030-224-209024 or 055-654-3212. Republic Bank, we are the one for you. Now connect to DSTV from wherever you are on up to 4 mobile devices with the DSTV Now app and a Vodafone Showtime bundle from only 1 Ghana cedi for the daily unlimited bundle. All you need to be is an active DSTV subscriber. Download the DSTV Now app and dial *900# to access the Vodafone Showtime bundles. Call 0302-740-540 for more information. Vodafone, the future is exciting. Ready? DSTV. Feel every moment. Now, Entrance University College of Health Sciences is the first private university to offer the Doctor of Pharmacy degree in the West African sub-region. We provide great opportunities for training in the pharmaceutical field. Our students will have a hands-on pharmaceutical manufacturing practice and will equally have an opportunity to do their clinical at Entrance University Hospital. Admission is SSCE or WASI with passes at least grade C6 in 3 course subjects: English, Mathematics and Integrated Science, and 3 electives: Biology, Chemistry and either Physics or elective Maths, and a pass in Social Studies. Our other qualifications include International Baccalaureate, IGCSE, GCE, or advanced level. Now, foreign applicants must submit copies of all results and must have a science background. The location is number 16 Okwegono off the Spintex Road. Telephone is 050-908-6631 or 050-908-6651 or 026-870-2763. Website is euchs.edu.gh. Right, it's 22 minutes past 8, and this is the Super Morning Show. We'll go straight to Kumasi, where the Ghana Union of Traders Associations have, for the past few weeks, they've had an impasse with traders from Nigeria within the markets there, as they call on government to enforce the trade laws, which prohibit foreigners from engaging in retail business. As a result, for the past few weeks, shops belonging to Nigerians have been closed down. So today, GUTA has asked its members to allow Nigerians to open their shops in the spirit of solidarity. So we would go to Kumasi and speak with Prince Apia. He's our man in Love FM, and he's at Swami Magazine. They are monitoring developments, and we will be getting the latest from them. But in the meantime, the internet is like a highway for your business. Have you ever spent hours downloading your business file or missed a tight deadline because of your unreliable internet? Now, that could be a potential opportunity out the window. With MTN Business, your business cruises on the most reliable, high-speed, secure, dedicated internet service in Ghana. Plus, we offer round-the-clock technical support customized just for your business needs. Enjoy premium internet access specially designed for your business today, everywhere you go. Visit mtn.com/business or call 0244 308 111 for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Raphael from Ashoman says, hi Daniel, I think in fairness to these employees, we also have to look into the Labour Act in cases like this, as 651 makes it clear on how redundancy and compensation is supposed to be done and in what conditions was this done. So Raphael, what you're saying is true. The Labour Act should be our guide, but this is a very special circumstance where the companies were closed down, were collapsed by the Bank of Ghana, and they were put under receivership. And there are specific rules for payments to be made when a company is under receivership. And so if we were normally going to apply the labor law, we would then, of course, go to GCB Bank, which is what we pointed out, that if GCB Bank were to pay them their severance as per the labor law, they'll be paying them severance for having worked for 6 months. Because if you would remember, they worked from August last year to February this year for GCB. That is the period for which they were GCB workers. So if the workers want to receive full payments from UT and Capital Bank, full payments as UT and Capital Bank workers, we would have to use a different arrangement to sort them out, if I can use that expression. But thank you very much for that intervention, Raphael. We would definitely be looking at that. Yao Intema says the former staff had a contract of employment with the defunct banks. Can we please stop calling the WhatsApp number? I'm having people call the WhatsApp number, please. It's not a number you can call on WhatsApp. But if you're expecting money from your relations abroad, or you've been defrauded of your money remittance, you need to open your data bank. You need to open an ADB account today. Send your name and account number to your relations abroad. Ask them to use the MoneyGram Direct to Account service and receive your money in your account in minutes. With MoneyGram Direct to Account service, there is no PIN code wahala. You can access your money on all ATMs in Ghana or send it to any mobile money wallet using ADB mobile banking app or *767#. Visit our Facebook website or call our hotline 0302 210 210 for more. ADB, truly agric and more. Let me just finish that message I started. Yao Intema says the former staff had a contract of employment with the defunct banks and not the Bank of Ghana. Unfortunate as it may be, their relationship with respect to terms and conditions of employment ended when the banks folded up. The BOG thus is not under any legal obligation to pay benefits unless under compassionate reasons. Okay. Yeah, so that's the opinion of Yao Intema. Which is shared in that article that we read this morning. It's 26 minutes past 8. We'll be going to Kumasi after this. Stay with us.
To be an entrepreneur, to be self-employed, and to provide job to reduce the rate of unemployment. This is my dream and aspiration. I'm Madu, a Nigerian and a young entrepreneur. Today, I found a place where my dream comes true. Bluecrest School of Business. Internships, industrial visits, and discussion forums has really helped me to develop my business career. I invite you all to join the best business school in town. Let's make the business world more exciting.
For ICT, banking and finance, human resource management, logistics, oil and gas, fashion and journalism, choose Bluecrest College. For admission, call or WhatsApp 0263. Visit our website bluecrest.edu.ga. Bluecrest College, education for life.
Join the Laughgasm Fiesta with the best of African comedians at Glow Laughter Fest at Fantasy Dome, Pavilion F, Trade Fair Center, Accra on 12th of August and 9th of September, featuring Basketmouth, Bovi, Salvador, Senator, Dan the Humorous, Chemical, Shay Law, Godons, Jacinta, DKB, and Foster Romanus. To gain entry, just dial *5301# and use 20 Ghana cedis on voice or 30 Ghana cedis on voice and data within 30 days. Glow Laughter Fest. Don't miss out.
The grandmasters of data. Glow Ghana.
How are you doing, my brother? I'm having problems as an architect getting quality security products on the market. Asa Abloy is your one-stop shop for your needs. They have strong padlocks with double locking systems. They also have security doors, hydraulic door closers, hinges, and mechanical locks, pull handles for glass, wooden, and aluminium doors. Also in stock are the Yale Smart Home Alarm System. They have access control for offices, residents and schools, hotel electronic locks, and safes. You can find Asa Abloy in Accra, adjacent MTN office on the 11th lane, Osu, Takrade, Kumasi, Tamale. You can reach Asa Abloy on 0302-778-029 or 050-133-9085 for further details.
What's your thing? A high baller, always after the bigger picture. Living your life in boardrooms, transiting through VIP lounges into first or business class. Sipping on some whey while flipping through pages of FT and Bloomberg. What's your thing? Your life is busy and your schedule is crazy. But when you can make some time, you try to unwind with some jazz or high life. Over some drinks with friends, but the business talk never ends, even at the bar. Let's do your thing. Stanbic Bank. Moving forward.
The Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship International invites the business community to its Greater Accra Regional Convention from Thursday 16th to Saturday 18th of August. Venue, National Theatre and Accra International Conference Center, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Official opening by Lieutenant General Obed Aqua, Chief of Defense Staff. Main speaker at the Executive Breakfast, Honorable Ken Oforiatta, Finance Minister. Special guest of honor for the ladies' meeting is Her Excellency Rebecca Akufo-Addo. Speakers at the seminars and rallies include Mr. Yofi Grant, Dr. Samuel Kisiedu, and Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markway. Be sure to be part of this great convention.
Hey, new phone, new TV. Why? New job, Anna?
Same job. Man, forget to say if the month of August inside we day. NTM Mumu, match no flow second stone.
Hey, you talk true.
Exciting things happen with MTN Mumu. Etikoswa pump your MTN Mumu wallet. No fire payments, send money, shut our bills. Just do more on your MTN Mumu. For building more points. Now win the more. iPhone 10, Samsung S9 Plus, Samsung TV sets, and they up to 2,000 cedis e-cash. Who better free every month? And you're charging baby. 80 daily, *120# for check your points. Promo where you're locking it down till 31st October 2018. Afeti, uwinia promo code BIA. Untiashi, asana wajo price. Uwinia number bako pair and a befrel 0244 300 000. Now about Joe price our MTN office. MTN Enfa text message and chadie. 80 koswa. Just Momo it everywhere you go. MTN Momo. I use a quote. Cheno atayebia ni ho. TNC supply.
Same great bank, helping you grow.
Do you have challenges transferring money to your friends or customers with accounts at other banks? Are you worried at the delays with other banks' checks you deposit into your account? Do you have challenges paying your workers or suppliers instantly across banks? You don't need to wait for 2 days anymore. Walk into any ADB branch today and send your money instantly to any account in Ghana, or link ADB Instant Pay to your accounting software for all salaries and payments. You can also access ADB Instant Pay service on our mobile banking app, internet banking, and *767#. ADB, truly a Greek and more.
Super Morning Show.
27 minutes to the top of the hour here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. I am Daniel Dazi, and we are going straight to Prince Apia of Love FM, who is in Kumasi. As we said earlier, the Ghana Union of Traders Associations, GUTA, has instructed its members to allow Nigerians to open their shops. Yup, initially they were stopping Nigerians from opening their shops in Kumasi, as they called on governments to enforce the trade laws which prohibit foreigners from engaging in retail in the country. So Prince Apia is stationed at Swami Magazine, and he wants to give us, and he will be giving us an update from there. Good morning, Prince.
Good morning, Daniel.
So what's the situation this morning at Swami Magazine?
Daniel, so here at Swami Magazine is pretty much a normal day. A lot of shops have opened, but following the directive by GUTA that Nigerian shops should be allowed to open, it is not so here at the Swami Magazine. What I've realized and what some of the workers here have taken me through, they pointed a number of shops to me which is supposed to be for the Nigerian traders, but as I speak to you, none of them have been opened, and what they tell me is that they will allow them to open provided the task force that has been set up by the GUTA and other stakeholders for this particular purpose are following the Nigerians to open their shops, so that they tell the Ghanaian traders that this shop is a Nigerian, it's for Nigerians, but they are qualified to do business in Ghana. Then they will allow them to trade. But if the task force are not part of the arrangement seen here at Swami Magazine, they are not going to allow them to open their shops. So it is happening. The shops are closed, which belong to the Nigerian, but for the Ghanaian traders, they've opened their shop. Quickly, let us speak to one of the leadership here at Swami Magazine. Good morning.
Good morning.
So only a kasa was Joy FM. Now, you didn't tip us in a Muslim Nigeria for name shop.
And then Kazi Mombio, yes, the Gubiami beauty shop. That's all for the drink and mobile. You qualify for your Juman Kwadi, I don't tell them now, I'm qualified here. I don't pack you to go back to your country. I the way you should. I don't pay you buy. What the FM shops in the ground man Nigeria for the and so one more MA most now qualifies on Kuma Yajuma. It's on all about only work permit there but Kuma Yajuma. And you know, class on the sketch of the Kuma Yajuma, Ghanaians or formal. Want to be formal Yajuma. The issue of packing the tweets my day, or back. Now, communication, Ben, the Amam say, a tax of Krumha, the Ben of Krumha. Now, money on my message. That's also the free Yamea Machina work with. And the Kuma Mabeland actually work for me start the Ayawajuma. I'm with you, Manamo. Did the old Chinese say the tax was named Kamwa and the Mumo ME? The California tax was non count, but the game on be. Now, about doing a Nigerian shop or qualifies for Yajuma. We in Nigerian shop, and I will do a Nigerian or qualifies already or Yajuma. Say, in Rwanda, Africans. And I was that issue about your president of Fabai, or tell you my citizens by your foreign. And I say, constitution rather. As you may go, I say, Ghana near foreign being. Took the part of your question, $1 billion. I know I said you marry. That is taking Ghana for bed 20. If you are accountant or secretary, I don't bear you. Now, Sanimo, you only be the other one to meet by Yajuma. I know Gizuba, I think about you 3 miles out of country. I will buy war back with the attack of Betnakuma. Now, is all mine of Viama fan of Funti. The parents is proceeding at the Chairman of Panamata.
All right, Daniel, so you had one of the leadership of the Ghanaian traders here at Swami Magazine, and basically what he's saying is re-echoing what I said earlier, that they are waiting for the task force set up by GUTA and other stakeholders to accompany the Nigerians to open their shops and tell them that these persons are qualified to do business and trade in the retail business in Ghana before they would allow them. If not, then it's going to stay the same. And over here, so most of the Nigerian shops are still under lock and key, Daniel.
Right. But what are the Guta leadership saying? I mean, they are the ones who said that these persons can go and conduct their business. But clearly their members are disagreeing with them. So what are the leaders saying?
The leadership, as of now, has not spoken about it. But what is obvious is that the Nigerian traders themselves are afraid, obviously, are uncomfortable to come into the market, the artisanal market, to open their shop and do business because of what has happened in previous weeks. They are not here. So if they come, then we can ascertain that. But leadership of Guta has not spoken. We will try and get a word or two from them.
Did they give any assurance to the Nigerians that they will be safe, considering how this situation has unfolded? I mean, when they were making the announcement that the shops can open, did they give any such assurance to the Nigerians that they will be safe?
Yeah, I think a number of assurance messages came out to the Nigerians, especially here at the Farm Magazine. And they tell me that the leadership of the Nigerian traders were met and they were given that assurance that, yes, we've agreed on these terms, and as a result, your members should come and do their business. Nobody will harm them. And then the Ghanaian leadership, the Guta leadership, has also spoken to their members not to harm any of their Nigerian counterparts and allow them to open their shops. So there has been a number of assurance messages, but obviously the Nigerians are not confident. Of course, you will send out a message, but whether or not your members will stick to some of these things is another issue, especially looking at what happened in Accra just yesterday, where some Nigerians are told, we are told, allegedly attacked some Ghanaian shops and exported a lot of things. So I think they are free to come to the Ghana market to do business, Daniel.
Thank you very much, Prince Apia, for that report. Prince is reporting from Swami Magazine in Kumasi, where he says, in simple terms, though Guta asked that Nigerians can go back to do business in the market today, the shops belonging to Nigerians are closed. He spoke to a leader of the Ghanaian community in Swami Magazine, and that man said that, look, it's a matter of law. Persons are not supposed to engage in retail unless they have satisfied certain conditions. So if a Nigerian wants to open a shop today, he would have to show us that he is authorized to do so. It's 19 minutes to the top of the hour here on the Super Morning Show. I'm going to give Raymond some 2 minutes on this issue before we transition into Corruption Watch. Ray.
Now, let me be clear in my mind on this particular issue. We have failed as a country to deal with this problem consistently. And this is not the first time there's been complaints about this. Historical background. You do recall that when we did the Aliens Compliance Act, some Nigerians felt that merely because they wore that particular long dress, they were sacked from this country. And even some Ghanaians also felt the same way, that they were being harassed for it. Then later on, the proper Ghana must go theory came in Nigeria in the later part of the 70s into early 80s, when Ghanaians had to leave Nigeria and return to the country. We tried fixing this problem with the ECOWAS protocol on free movement and also trade. Now, whilst the protocol allows these people to get into some areas and trade and engage in business, as is supposed to be the idea behind living in an integrated society in the sub-region, we have local laws that stipulate that foreigners cannot do retail trading in specific areas of our markets, and that they require some amount of money to engage in some other areas, which is over 300,000 or so. The confusion in this case is that we have not been able to tell our own people that this is what we as a sub-regionals agreed on. And let's not forget, me, I'm an ECOWAS citizen. The Nigerian is also an ECOWAS citizen in this country. So we cannot continuously create the impression that when we on the larger side agree to laws, the municipal laws in a state should always override the international laws that we agree to. It doesn't make sense. And barely three months ago, trade ministers or their representatives met in Abuja to reaffirm this same rule.
But is it not incumbent on government to institute laws locally to match this? Remember,
respectfully, the leadership of Guta are very much aware of these proceedings. They know. They are not ignorant.
No, Raymond, this is not about someone knowing or not. This is about due process. Remember the duality principle. And when the Getsmotu argument came up, it was clear. Yes, you may have agreed to an international agreement, but you have to come on. Because look, if I'm the head of a household, if I'm the head of a household and I'm the member of a club, and in my house we have a rule that you cannot wear shoes in the hall, and in my club, all club members can't take off their shoes. I have to come home and agree with my home that, look, because I'm a member of this club, I'll have to wear my shoes in the hall before I can enter with the hall, no matter what agreements that I'm going to enter. And this is a principle you know this better than myself.
But I'm saying that we as a state agreed. What we have failed to do is create the impression that when we allow, and in any case, GUTA is not the one to implement the laws of the state. GUTA, if they are foreigners in our markets, GUTA has to report it to the right institution.
Fair enough.
They can't take the law into their own hands.
Fair enough.
This is maybe exaggerated though, but akin to we complaining about what happened in South Africa, where other fellow blacks were attacked. We sat in this country and complained that this is not fair, we are all Africans and ought to live peacefully with our colleagues. We cannot pretend that if people are, as you say, taking over your markets, the best way is forceful removal of the people.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. How about if there are reprisals? What will be the reaction of Ghanaians if there are reprisals elsewhere?
That will be a problem.
And indeed, if state agencies too will not do the work, people will fill the space. So there's a problem with how we do our regulation of specific laws, and also how the people who are responsible for operating in these areas get to do their work. And this is very simple.
Thanks, Raymond. I just want to end with this thought. You know, immigration became an issue in Europe when employment became an issue, Raymond.
That's true.
So as long as there's an employment problem, there's a potential immigration problem.
At the core of this,
yes, it's an employment issue.
It's true.
I mean, common sense. And sorry to use that expression if it may sound insulting, but if these guys had work to do elsewhere, they won't go and fight with Nigerians in markets.
That's true.
Exactly. But if this is the work that they are doing and they are feeding themselves with it, we must either decide on two things. Either decide to work out our laws well, work out our stakeholder engagement well, so that these guys understand that they are working in the markets with these guys. These local traders decide that they are working in the markets with these foreigners, or we must enforce the law to the latter so we don't have these problems at all. I think those are the two options there.
Especially when you have agreed to get an ECOWAS ID card, which also equally recognizes the Nigerian to be. Sometimes we can't
we are moving to ecosystems soon. Anyway, it's 15 minutes to the top of the hour. It's time for Corruption Watch. We'll take these important messages and then what a show we have for you. Stay with us.
At Afrodan, we believe that many of the problems people have with their health is as a result of the way they sit. In other words, your chair can kill you. Here's Dr. Marcus Mann of the Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
What you have to remember is that the spine is the lifeline to your body, and posture is the window to that spine. Now, posture is affected by your daily activities and habits like sitting. That's why at the Chiropractic and Wellness Centers, we recommend what I believe to be the best chairs available for preventing not only subluxations, but also other health problems that you may not be aware of. And that's Rabami and Mobilex chairs. Unfortunately, on a daily basis, I have to correct the effects of this poor sitting habit in our businessmen and businesswomen. Always remember, optimal spine equals optimum health.
So, for the sake of your health, buy Rabami or Mobilex chairs from Afrodan. We are on the first floor of the Swansea Shopping Arcade. Telephone 663-085.
Hey, Kwame, what's up here?
My brother,
My wife has been diagnosed with cancer.
what?
My brother is here with kidney disease too.
Oh,
yeah.
Do you know the World Health Organization estimates that over 16,000 new cases of cancers are diagnosed annually in Ghana, and kidney diseases account for 10% of all medical admissions to Kolebu?
But thanks to Glycocritical Illness Plan, GSIP, I have spent over 20,000 Ghana cedis on my younger brother's disease.
Yeah. What is GSIP?
Glycocritical Illness Plan, GSIP, provides you with financial support when diagnosed with any critical illness or dread disease such as cancers, strokes, kidney failures. Speak to GlycoLife today on 0302-218-500 for your GSIP policy. It is definitely in our interest to survive. GlycoLife, we cushion you for life.
It's time to experience something different, unexpected, and definitely beyond banking. It's a new era at GCB Bank, Ghana's most welcoming bank, where we offer you a world of financial security, flexibility, and convenience. We swiftly serve you with over 180 branches and 300 ATMs, and provide e-banking solutions that make it possible for you to bank anywhere, anytime. When you need a personal loan, sooner is better than later, so we give it to you in 24 hours to make sure the experience is always